take that as a guess. Around 2:31 p.m. this afternoon, we received a call. The caller stated he had been shot, and he gave his address as 303 East 3rd Street. Our officers responded there. When they arrived, they found the caller and a second victim inside the office there at the apartment complex at the corner of 3rd and Jefferson. Both of them were transported to Gritman Hospital. As we were at that scene, a second call came in at Arby's at 150 Peterson, which is about 3/4 of a mile away west of this scene. There had been a shooting, and the suspect description as an Asian male matched the shooter description here on Jefferson. The callers at Arby's gave a vehicle description of a black Honda, and that information was passed on to Whitman Dispatch Center, who put out a BOLO. Pullman PD observed a vehicle on Highway 270 as it was coming into their jurisdiction, attempted to stop the vehicle, and that vehicle then led Washington agencies in a pursuit 10 miles north of Colfax, where it ran off the road, rolled, and the driver was taken into custody. Pullman PD has put out a press release that the driver's been identified as John Lee. He's also been identified as our shooter here in Moscow. As far as the status of the victims, the shooting here on Jefferson resulted in the death of David Trail and the injury of the caller, who is Michael Chin. The information that we got from Arby's, the female was transported to Gritman, and she has also been declared deceased. I will be releasing their information on a press release after I get through with here, so you can have the correct spelling. When we tied all this in together, we started checking other acquaintances of our shooter, and we went to a location up on Veach, and when we made entry in there, we found another victim who was deceased from gunshot wounds at that residence. We are processing all 3 scenes at this point. We don't believe there's any additional victims that have been brought to our attention that we think are at danger at this point. Our understanding is the driver has been taken into custody and is currently at Whitman County Sheriff's Office Jail. We'll be processing paperwork with our prosecutor here to add additional charges as our investigation continues. So that is my quick synopsis, and I'll be glad to answer your questions.
Do you have any idea of the relationship between the shooter and the victims?
We believe they all know each other than Michael Chin. Michael Chin is from Seattle. He was talking with David Trail in reference to some office work, and he was just in the office when the shooter came in and immediately started shooting. Didn't give any statements at that time to David Trail. He just started shooting, and once he shot David Trail, he then shot Michael Chin, left, and then came back in. As far as the relationship with the Arby's, we don't know at that point. We will be investigating that part, but the shooter, when he came in, did ask for the manager, and the manager did come out, and that's when she was shot. As far as the victim on Veach, this is the shooter's mother. Any additional questions?
Any sense of motivation?
At this point, we're not sure exactly what the motive is. It's currently in the preliminary stages of the investigation, so there won't be any conclusions at this point made until we process all and identify additional witnesses and have a chance to talk to them.
I heard there's some report of some activity towards Troy. Is there any relationship with any second shooter or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge. We believe Mr. Lee is responsible for all the victims here in Moscow.
And who was called for aid at the scenes of the crime? Was both the Pullman Fire Department and the Moscow Fire Department, were they both alerted to the need?
Once we had the 911 call of shootings, yes, EMS personnel were dispatched at the same time officers were.
Okay.
How old was the victim, David Trail?
David Trail is 76 years of age and he's in Moscow. The victim's name at Arby's is Belinda Nybar, and she is 47 years of age of Moscow. Michael Chin is the second victim on Jefferson, who has a gunshot wound to his left arm and left leg, and he is 39 of Seattle. And then the adopted mother of our shooter has been identified as Terry Grobaski, and she is 61 of Moscow.
What type of weapon are we talking about here?
At this point, we know it's a handgun. We'll work with the Pullman agencies. We have worked with them to impound the car. We'll be asking for both search warrants for our shooter's home and the vehicle, and see if we can recover the weapon.
Has the shooter said anything of value yet to the police?
I wouldn't release that information at this point, but we have not talked to the shooter here. That's all been handled by Washington.
Is he going to be kept there, or is he going to be brought over to the jail here?
Well, we'll be working on getting warrants for his arrest to extradite him to Moscow.
So the two victims at the first scene, one dead, one injured. Second scene, Arby's, one dead person there. And then the third victim, suspect's mother at her residence.
Correct.
You said mother or adopted mother? Or adopted?
We, as far as our relationship, mother, but he is adopted.
Any other guns found in the vehicle?
I can't tell you that. We haven't processed the car yet. We will have to get a search warrant to get us entry into that, and we'll process it as a crime scene. We are having the Idaho State Police assist us since we have 3 scenes, and the Latah County Sheriff's Office has also volunteered to help us. So we will be taking the scenes over. ISP will be doing the RVs, and the county and the police department will be doing the other 2 scenes jointly. As I say, we'll be putting another press release out here in about 10 or 15 minutes with the names of the victims on there, so you will have a couple of responses. Any additional questions? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.